Hard Candy released these Girl Scout cookies scented eyeshadow palettes. Super fun. Hard Candy is an affordable brand, so I think these were like $10 each. I'm loving the colors. I'm going to have a look from each palette for you guys, and we're going to actually compare it to the food. And the way that we're going to do this is I am going to rate every single eyeshadow palette from 1 to 10, and then I'm going to rate the food from 1 to 10 independently, and then we're gonna see how the rating compares to each other and who the winner is. So let's get started. First up is the Girl Scouts Mint Explorer Shadow Palette. These palettes have 10 shades. You have a big shade in the center, and then you have a bunch of shades around. And this one was quite nice. I created a green eyeshadow look, which I'm going to show you real soon. I'm also going to show you guys swatches. So we have some matte shades in here, we have some shimmer shades in here, and then we also have this sort of very glittery shade, which you're probably going to need some sort of glue or some sort of adhesive to be able to put on your eyes. Okay, so let me show you a closer look at the palette. Here it is. Pretty nice. So I'm going to start off with this mid-tone brown shade into the crease. And then I'm going to take this darker brown shade in the outer V and just deepen up the look. And then I'm going to take this green shimmer shade and apply it in the center of the lid. And then I'm going to take this shade and put it in the inner corner or inner part of the eye. I'm also going to bring in the brown shade into the lower lash line. And here is the completed look. I love it. I love how the green looks next to the cool tone brown. Here's a look with the full face of makeup on. I am really loving this look. Next, I'm going to show you guys the swatches. I think the swatches look really nice. You can tell from the swatches that the mattes are really nice and soft. Shimmers are not bad. I really like the look that came out. And I also really love the swatches. The formula is really good. The matte shades are really nice and soft and buttery. Their shimmer shades are decent. They're not the most mind-blowing, but they're still decent shimmer shades. This one smells good. The scent is not overpowering, so I'm not sure what the point of the scent is, because if you're going to put in the effort to actually make a makeup product scented, then at least for me, I want to smell the scent right away. Kind of like the Too Faced palettes. A lot of them, you open it up and you can smell it right away. This one, you have to get closer to smell it, but it does smell really good. It's like minty, but it's not overly minty. It's a relaxing minty scent. I really like this palette. You have a mid-tone, really nice shade for a crease. You have a dark shade here to create depth. And you also have a lighter warm tone shade, a light sort of frosty cooler tone shade. A pretty good palette. It might have been nice to have another green in here, so I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. So now it's time to eat the cookie. I'm actually not a fan of mint flavors for food, like mint ice cream or mint cookies. So I already am a bit biased, so I know I'm not gonna give the cookie a huge high rating, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I wanna try it out again. So, woo! Time to taste test. I thought it was gonna be more minty than it actually is. I'm gonna give the cookie a 6. The mint is not overbearing, but I'm biased. I'm not a fan of the mint flavor. The chocolate part does taste good. It has a slight weird aftertaste. The texture is not the most amazing, but it's still not a bad cookie. Like I wouldn't give it like a 3. So 6 is like it's like about in the middle. So it's not bad, but it's also not good. Cookies got a 6. The makeup got a 7. So the winner is obviously the makeup. I don't know what's going on with the hair situation. I did a messy bun because I was feeling a little lazy, but we're gonna pretend this is one of those messy buns that took me forever. Up next is the Girl Scout Caramel Queen Shadow Palette. I love purple, more so than green, so I'm already really loving this palette. And I love that it has 3 purple shades versus the green palette, which only had 2 green shades. So I love that they included 3. So you have, is that a matte shade? It still has a little sparkle in it, but it's more of a matte shade here. And then you have a purple shimmer shade, and then you have a purple glitter shade. As you have, okay, so you have this mid-tone for crease, and then you have this dark brown one to create depth, but you can also create depth with the purple matte shade as well. So there's definitely a little bit more versatility with the purple palette compared to the green one. Now let's smell it. It smells good. It's a little more subtle than the green one, but it does smell good. This one also has like a white light shade to create more of a frosty look, but then it also has a light kind of beige shade if you want to create more of like a golden look. Let me show you the look and the swatches and then my final rating for this one. Okay, so here's a closer look at the palette. I'm going to start off with this mid-tone brown shade into the crease. It's super nice and soft. Then take these 2 purple shades with a matte shade in the outer V of the eye. For the center of the eye, I'm applying both the shimmer and the glitter purple shades. And then I'm going to take this frosty white shade into the inner part of the eye. It looks absolutely beautiful. And then just bring all of the shades into the lower lash line too, starting off with the brown one and then putting the frosty one and also the purple one in the center. Here is the final look. I love it. I love this one more than the green one, maybe because I love purple more, but it looks beautiful. Here is a full face of makeup. I love this sort of peachy lip and cheek with the purple. And now I'm going to show you guys the swatches, which, as you can see, pretty good. The purple one feels a little bit more powdery than the brown shades, but overall, a pretty nice palette. Same thing with this one. The shades are pretty nice. The mattes are creamy, buttery, soft, and the shimmers are decent. So this one, I would rate it an 8 out of 10. It's time to try out. Right, this is a coconut caramel. Yep, I have these. For the coconut caramel, I have these little bites. I don't have the original cookie, but I'm hoping this one tastes similar. It's well balanced between the coconut and the caramel. Like it's not like the caramel's overpowering or the coconut's overpowering. Pretty nicely balanced. And when you eat it, you get a nice mix of crunchiness and the softness from the caramel. Crispy center with caramel, coconut, and dark chocolate. I would give this one a solid 8. We have a tie. But this one was inching close to 8.5. I really like this purple eyeshadow palette. This one, I'm not inching toward 8.5. But at the end of the day, I did give this one 8, so it's a tie. All right, so the last one is the blue one. This is a Girl Scout Buttery Bestie Shadow Palette. This one is inspired by trefoils, is what it's called. It's inspired by the buttery rich hues of trefoils. The ultra pigmented palette is perfectly curated to your favorite cookie icon. I love the blue shades in here. They're so beautiful. So I'm going to show you the look and how beautiful it came out before talking about this palette. Here's a closer look at the palette. I'm starting off with this matte shade into the crease, but it looks a little too much like my skin. So I'm going to go ahead and use a navy blue shade in the outer V and also a little bit into the crease. And then I'm going to use this shimmer shade into the center of the eye. This shimmer shade just keeps getting lifted up. It's not the best shimmer shade formula. Then I'm using this shimmer shade in the center into the inner corner, and then just breaking all of the colors into the lower lash line. Here is the final look. I really love the blue colors in this palette. I think they look so beautiful, but the blue shimmer shade formula was not that good. Here's the full face. Here are the swatches. Pretty nice. I absolutely love the look. I'm wearing the look right now, but as you guys saw, the formula wasn't the best. The light blue or medium tone blue shade, the shimmer one, was coming off. So like you need a good tacky base for that shimmer. So you got to be a little bit more mindful of what kind of products you use with this palette. You can instantly smell the palette when you open up. So I would say this is the most strongly scented out of the three. It smells really good. This one makes me want to eat the palette. But I'm not a huge fan of this color story. It's just way too many light beige shades for me. So it's not the most versatile palette. I would say it's not even as versatile as the green one. It's very limited because literally there's 1, 2, 3, 4 very similar beige looking shades. I also did have quite a bit of fallout with this one as well. But I do really like the blue colors from this palette. But given everything I said, I am going to rate this a 6. All right, time to try out the cookie. I'm eating these cookies before dinner. This is totally going to mess up my appetite for dinner today. All right. I thought this one was going to be sweet, but it has like a slight salty kick to it. Interesting. It has a nice flavor. I can taste the butteriness of the cookie. There's definitely the butter, a lot of butter in here. I would say this one is a really good safe cookie. Like if you're having guests over and you're gonna put something out with the tea, then these are some really good tea cookies. They're just very, very safe, but they're not anything special, but they taste decent. Like I feel like on average, most people will enjoy this cookie if you give it to them, but they're not gonna be like, oh my God, this is the best cookie ever. So I would give this one a good 7.5. All right, so the cookie got a 7.5, the palette got a 6. So obviously the winner is the cookies. That was a very interesting competition. First, the makeup one, second was a tie, and for the third one, the cookies one, which is like perfectly balanced. It was not planned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. I will leave the links for these palettes down below. They might be affiliate links. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I link them. But if they are, that would help support my channel. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.